Hi, I want to share an incident that happened with you guys. And the reason why I decided to share this is not to toot my own. Now, when I'd finished conversing with this individual and they left. We were done conversing. So I was waiting for somebody else who I had given something to. I was waiting to collect it from them. And as this individual who I was talking to before, earlier left, another child approached them. And the individual, an adult, was playing lovingly with the child. Now, my son, seeing that, wanted to join in. So he moved closer, waved at the adult, and they looked at him straight in the eyes. I must say, whilst I was waiting for the second person, so I turned, so I saw all that happened. It played out right in front of me. So back to the story, to the incident, the person looked at Jojo in the eyes, the individual, an adult, a person in the role of leadership and inclusion, looked straight into my son's eyes and walked off. And there were other people there and they were like shocked. I was shocked as well. But my priority at that point was Jojo, because I could see how confused and anxious he felt immediately. Because he came to me wanting a hug. I hugged him and I was patting him on the back. I was really, really upset. But in the course of this journey, I have learned and I know that you do not want to react. You should always respond when anything happens like that. The other person I was waiting for, they came back. I collected what I need to collect from them and I got into the car with my son. On my way home, whilst I was driving, I asked him, I had to relieve that incident to him so that he could tell me how he felt. Now, my son does not know how to articulate his feelings in words properly, so he uses color code. So he told me it was in yellow. Yellow is anxious. He asked if he was in trouble, and I said, no, you're not in trouble. That person was being unkind, but mommy would speak to the person later. The fact that my son said to me that he was anxious made it extra. I was going to take it up, but that made it extra imperative for me to take that up. And I also know, due to my knowledge, I know that it is very, very important. Whenever an incident happens, you want to document it on the day. You don't want to leave it for the next 24 hours or 48 hours. You don't want to more than 24 hours. So I sent an email to the person who is like over that individual that did that to my son. It was acknowledged, and every professional, especially educators, if you're dealing with children that are vulnerable, you should be able to take into cognizance that they have emotional sensitivity and they are unable to articulate that. So that makes it like, in you practicing inclusion, it should not just be about policy. It should not be about written policy or what you put on the website. It should be implemented day to day. Micro interaction has positive impact on children or individuals who happen to be vulnerable. For example, my child. And this is not just for Jojo, it is for every parent, every child who has been made to feel unheard, unseen. Anyway, I saw the person in charge who I directed my email to, and they still gaslighted me. They literally said to me, maybe I'm confused. And I said to them, okay, this wasn't supposed to be a confrontation, but because I'm being gaslighted, it makes me worry. What if I wasn't there? And the person, the individual, actually called me. And they said, oh, Miss Thompson, I was told you said XYZ, and I was told this will happen. Actually, I was not around that very day. I was not within the premises, and I don't think that happened. That is if it happened. And they used the word if, and then I had to interject. I said, using the word if is not just being dismissive, it's patronizing to me. That is you gaslighting me, wanting to make me, trying. It's an aim to make me question my reality. And also, it's an overt way of like trying to intimidate me. That is you patronizing me in an overt manner, which is inappropriate, unprofessional. And I said to them, I need to go off this call. What if I wasn't there and my child happens to be non-verbal? It is very, very unkind to do this to any parent of a child who has special needs. Mentally, we are tired. Mentally, we are dealing with so many things. And this is no fault of the child. When they asked me the outcome of what I want from that meeting, I said to them that I wanted that person, that individual, to apologize to Georgie. Because it is important for his self-esteem and confidence, and also for his sense of belonging in this environment. I said, that's all I want. They questioned it. They said they were not there. They said all sort of things. And I said, okay, do your due diligence. But best believe, I will not let it slide, not anymore. It wasn't supposed to be a confrontation, but because of the approach, I will not let it slide. And today, I said to you, they apologized to Jojo. And I asked Jojo how he felt right in front of them. He said, I feel better now, Mom. It's either we do this job with integrity when it comes to people that are vulnerable, or we don't do it at all. And I am not just going to advocate for my child, for your child, even if you think I'm too much. If I happen to be in the space where your child needs somebody to stand in for them, best believe I will stand up for your child. I will be that voice. And I plead to every professional again, please do better. Do better. Don't rip vulnerable people, children, individuals. Don't rip them off of the self-esteem that they have in them. Don't rip them off their confidence. If you don't have passion for this job, don't do it.